it's 7 a.m. local time. Market's open for about a half hour, and right on schedule, the prices of AMC is, being manipulated. But everybody's crying, saying the obvious. We all know the obvious, the price, that's not the real price. We already did the due diligence. Everybody just expect like, hey, buy and hold, buy and hodl. You know what I mean? And like, forget who they dealing with. Like, yeah, you buy and hodl, but it's also a psychological game as well, man. Like, they playing with your emotions. They know that this price point is where it's dicey for a lot of people. So they're going to keep it there as long as they can to shake as much paper hands off of their position. So, like, if you can't handle it, this isn't the game for you, because I foresee this going on for a long time. The SEC ain't doing their job. You know what I mean? Market makers ain't doing their job. Nobody's doing their jobs. Only people doing their job is the ace, buying and holding. But ain't nothing happening. So, like, hey, man, you should know the game by now and form your diamond hands. This right here should be the catalyst to form your diamond hands, because you see the manipulations going on for the past few months now. It has been exacerbated even more. So, like, at this point, if you ain't convinced, I don't know what else is going to convince you. Alright, so after hanging out with my nephew this past week, I got into Legos because we went to the Lego store, we bought a smaller Lego, and it took me about like an hour to build that smaller Lego. And he was like, yo, if you want a challenge, get this one, because this one took him about 10 to 15 hours to build. So I was like, hell, challenge accepted. So decided to pick me up this guy and work on it during downtimes, like make me feel a little bit productive. I bring this up because on a previous podcast, unreleased, Christian and I discussed the 0 to 100. Everybody tends to see the 0 when you ain't nothing, and then they see the 100, right? And they never tend to notice the 1 to 99. The 1 to 99 is the process. It's literally your feet to the ground, walking through the journey, going through the ups and downs, the turbulent times, etc., right? So I'm like, yo, this is a perfect analogy, because right now we're seeing the 0, right? 1,500 pieces. This is the 0. And at the end, you're going to see the 100. But you're not going to see like the hours of me diving deep, messing up, taking the parts out, finding the parts here and there. You're not going to see the 1 to 99. And that's exactly what this channel is basically pretty much about. You've seen the 0, me living with my mom's back in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? And then I'm not sure what steps I'm at right now, but I'm nowhere near that 100 or even that 99. So I document the 1 to 99. This is basically my life, trying to get to that 100. Now that 100 mark is when I have that time and financial freedom that I'm inspired to have, where I can create awesome experiences for me and my loved ones, right? So right now I'm just grinding out and building that, going through that 1 to 99. And each step of the way is definitely hard, but in the end, it's worth it. All the headaches and heartaches that you go through, it's not handed to you. You'll respect it even more, right? So I bring that up to say that when I'm done, you'll see the 99. You'll see the 100. But in the meantime, I'll probably show you steps 20, because nobody want to sit and watch me. Maybe there is an audience out there want to sit down and watch me struggle with this Lego pieces, but I'm just gonna like capture here and there. But I opened it up a little bit. I saw the mountains of bags, mountains of pieces. I'm in for it. Step number one is the one. All right, so this is the one, and we got to get to 100, which is